Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful Monday morning out here in the middle of nowhere, as you can see. And today is finally the day. The Challenger's going in for a tune. After a long wait, it's finally going to happen. But as usual, nothing goes without a hiccup. So a couple of days ago, one of the tires on the front decided it was going to break a belt. And of course, tires are on back order, so we had to switch out the rims and tires with what I had on the Magnum. Now, in case you're wondering, the reason why this Magnum is up on jack stand, after a few hours of spirited driving one night, it decided to eject the rear main seal. And I don't know if you can see or not, the whole underside of the car is covered in oil, of course. But let's see. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that real well. But it is definitely hanging out of the back. I'm assuming the thrust buried on the crankshaft is probably worn. Car's got a lot of miles on it. So of course transmission's gonna have to come out, but that's a project for another day. So let's go ahead and get this thing cranked up, let it warm up a little bit, and we'll be underway. Okay, here we are. It's a few weeks later, and finally the Challenger's back from the shop. Were a few delays, weather delays, but it's finally done and ready to roll. I have to say, just initial impressions from picking the car up and driving it home, does seem to pull a lot harder on the top end. Shifts are a lot crisper and cleaner. I do want to give a big thanks to Ethan Stanley with Stanley's Performance. He's the one that tuned the car. He's located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you can find him on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to take a little drive here in a little bit to test it out. I'm going to use my draggy to see what kind of times I may be able to turn. I feel like it'll give me an accurate enough time where I can judge what the car's actually going to do. Now granted, it's still going to be on the street, so even with the drag radials, I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to what it will actually run at the drag strip. But there's only one way to find out. I'm going to bolt on the drag radials and the skinnies to try to replicate a drag strip pass as much as possible. But in this heat, I'm not really expecting any earth-shattering times. Best drag strip pass has been a 1200 with a 4, but that was in 50-55 degree weather. This time last year in this kind of weather, this kind of heat, you know, best we could turn at the drag strip was a 12.5. I don't know if it's going to turn any better time than that in this weather, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And I've used the Dragy several times as a reference at the strip, you know, making passes, and it seems to be within just a couple of hundredths of what my time slip's turning. But before I do anything, I've got a little maintenance that's got to be done. I've got two new brake rotors that need to go on the front. The front ones are extremely warped, and I have some new sway bar end links for the front because at least one of mine is worn out. I need to jack the car up, get that stuff changed. In the process, I'll switch out the rims and tires, just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So let's get to that. And before I go any further, how about hitting that red subscribe button below? Give the video a like and leave a comment. All right, what we got going on now? Got 2 brand new rotors from Power Stop, drilled and slotted. I ordered them from Rock Auto. Man, I love Rock Auto. If you got a couple days to wait, they've always got good prices and good products. I use them all the time. Also, got a new set of sway bar end links for the front from BMR. There's your part number for the Challenger, of course. One of the rod ends on the ones that are on it now went bad, so I guess it's time to replace them. With, you know, 50 or 55,000 miles on them, can't really complain. They've done a good job, and I'm sure these will do just as well for another 50-55,000 miles. Now, all the people that own a Challenger, Charger, you know, any other car that may have Brembo brakes on it, you already know what I'm getting ready to point out. If you don't have a car that's equipped with Brembos, you just don't realize how easy changing the brake shoes on one of these cars can be. It's literally just 2 pins like this that slide in and out of these slots. Holds in your little piece of hardware here. It's kind of spring loaded. You pop these out and your brake pads pop right out. Easy as pie. Now, in order to take the caliper off to change the rotors, all you have is, if I can get back here and see, it's kind of dark. You got 2 bolts. One here and one at the bottom. One here, one at the bottom. Caliper comes off, rotor slides right off. Easy peasy. You may have to take a small pry bar to get them started. Small pry bar, screwdriver, something along that line. Just give them a little jiggle. And as you can see, they just slide right out. No problem. And there you have it. 2 pins, 2 pads, 2 bolts later. Rotor's on, and all you have to do, stick the pad back in, slides right in. And yes, I'm reusing my old brake pads. I don't have very many miles on them. I don't see the issue with reusing them. I don't know why all brakes can't be that easy to change the pads or the calipers or the rotors for that matter. Alright, driver's side done. Passenger side, pretty much the same as the driver's side. You just pop your 2 little pins out here. Brake pads fall right out. 2 bolts and calipers off. Okay, and now comes the fun part. Getting under this car. Okay, you can see my sway bar end links right here. Let's see if I can show you what this thing's wore out. Let's see. No, Usually you can tap on this side and you can hear this bottom rod end that's worn out. But I guess the suspension must be in a bind or whatever, keeping it from doing that now. But anyhow, this is what we're up against next. It doesn't seem to be near the issue I thought it was going to be. Just pop the pin out, and there she is. Have to do the bottom at the top, of course, but not nearly as much trouble as I thought it was going to be. There she is. Yeah, you can really tell now. See how easy that one moves just with my thumb. You flip it over. And that one, I can't even move it with one hand. So that's definitely one bad. And there we go, just like that. Leave it in place.
$30, $60, quarter mile.
As you can tell, that was not a great time, but considering it's on the street, even with the drag radials, you could tell traction was an issue. I guess we'll just have to wait till we can get it to the strip to actually see what kind of improvements have been made. But until then, be sure to check back regularly for more videos. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.